What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? So I woke up to an awesome delivery. Here is my Nintendo Switch 2. This was the first time I successfully pre-ordered a console online and received it on launch day. At the end of April, a lot of retailers took pre-orders for the Switch 2, both online and in store. Online went, well, as good as you could expect online to go. You had to click the button 3,000 times, it was a mess. If you were successfully able to fight off all of the bots and scalpers, well, you had another issue on your hands. Walmart was just deciding to outright cancel everybody's pre-order, and it got to the point to where a lot of people were really worried about keeping the pre-order. But if you successfully pre-ordered it from Walmart and kept the pre-order, Walmart was somehow guaranteeing launch day delivery before 9 a.m., and that was awesome. I also saw something online where people were getting a free Coke and a free can of Pringles for whatever reason. I'm not sure why they were doing that. It didn't come with my delivery, but it's interesting to say the least. I also managed to get the Switch 2 GameCube controller, and I'll talk more about that towards the end of the video. This is a comparison of the original Switch 1 box from 2017. And honestly, even though the Switch 2 is far and away the better product, and it's just got better build quality, as I'll show you a little bit later on, the box looks pretty similar. I opted for the Mario Kart World Bundle because the game without the bundle, MSRP, is $80. With the bundle, you're spending an additional $50, but right off the bat, you're saving $30, making sure that the game is digital. The other thing I noticed for whatever reason is some of the Mario Kart World Bundles have a sticker on it, and some of them just have it printed on the box. If you have a sticker on yours, there should be a code for Mario Kart World in the box. If not, you just have to go into the eShop in order to download it. And I'll show you where you can find that. It's pretty easy. So let's open this thing up. And just like the original Switch 1 box, we have the tablet and the Joy-Cons front and center. I love the accents of color on each Joy-Con now, and it really brings some more life to the Switch overall. Looking into the box, we also seem to have a health and safety packet as well, and that's pretty standard amongst other technology. There's also an HDMI 3 cable included with this because yes, finally a Nintendo console does 4K. So please, if you want the best speeds, if you want the best resolution, 4K at 120 frames per second, you're gonna need an HDMI 3 cable. If you have an older HDMI 2 cable that you always use, you can still use that to connect to your TV. Just keep in mind that you're not gonna get the highest resolution or the highest speeds possible unless you're using that HDMI 3 cable. Just like the Switch 1, Nintendo included Joy-Con wrist straps, and let's take a look at what else is in the box. And we have the Switch 2 Joy-Con grip. The way that this all works with magnets is super cool. And here is the Switch 2 dock. So honestly, everything from the tablet to the Joy-Cons to the dock, everything is just a gigantic improvement from the original. Here's the adapter to plug it in and charge it, and this is the Switch 2 tablet itself. You can see here it's substantially bigger than the first generation Switch from 2017. A few years ago, Nintendo came out with a separate Nintendo Switch model called the Nintendo Switch OLED. That one came with a tablet that had an OLED screen. For anyone that didn't know, this is a regular LCD screen and it is not an OLED screen. But this time around in handheld mode, HDR is supported, so the colors are going to look a lot sharper regardless. Throughout the video, this is just going to be something I continue to say. The build quality on the Switch 2 is so much better than the original Switch. Over time, the build quality of the original Switch Joy-Cons were called into question when a lot of people were having stick drift issues. Since they updated the Joy-Cons design, I really hope they fix the stick drift issues, but we'll just have to wait and see. So ergonomically, these just feel a little bit better in the hand. Attaching the Switch 2 Joy-Con to the tablet is easy. With magnets, the controllers snap into place. And that's really cool. And this feels way more premium. It feels way more like the build quality of something like a Steam Deck, and it's just so nice. Some people don't know this, but for the Switch 1 generation, they wanted the Joy-Cons to attach via magnets, but they could not figure the technology out. They revisited this idea for the Switch 2, and I'm so glad that they did because it works so well. And now here's the Switch 1, and you can already see the dramatic difference. Between 2017 and now, there's been a couple of revisions to the original Switch. They added an OLED screen, like I said before, and they just changed things around slightly. But with a head-to-head comparison, you could see there's a lot of differences here. And I say that knowing that a lot of people think Nintendo and think there's going to be an extra gimmick here, and they didn't really change anything drastically when it comes to extra gimmicks. It's the same Switch that you've come to know and love from 2017. It's just better. And that's a good thing. The original Switch had the flimsiest kickstand. They remedied that with the Switch OLED, and now the kickstand with the Switch 2 is great. Now, let's start this thing up. Once we boot it up, we're just going to connect to the internet, and then from there, it shows a little guide in terms of different ways to play the Switch 2. Pressing the button on the back of the controller, it's super easy to just take the Joy-Cons off of the tablet and then obviously reattach them using the magnets. It's just going to download a system update, so we'll let it do its thing. Tap OK, and then from there you'll see if you have a Nintendo Switch 1 already, you can transfer your data from Nintendo Switch 1 to Nintendo Switch 2. If you had a Switch 1 and played a ton of games on it, unless you want to start over and start fresh, I would definitely recommend doing this, as most Switch 1 games are backwards compatible with the Switch 2. In System Settings on your Switch 1, make sure under System, you go to System Transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. From there, just follow along with what it tells you to do. If you skip the system transfer when you're first setting up your Switch 2 and you decide you want to go back and do it later, you won't be able to do a system transfer unless you factory reset your Switch 2. I've had the Switch 1 since 2017, so I've played a ton of games. This took a little while, probably around 20 or so minutes, and then eventually it was done. If you took a lot of screenshots and videos in game, you may have stored some of that on a micro SD card. If you want to put that on your Switch 2, the system transfer will prompt you to be able to do so. To get to the micro SD card on your Switch 1, just flip it over to the back and pop the kickstand off, and then you can just take the micro SD card out like that. If you don't want to do that right now, you can opt to worry about that later, so I'm going to do that later, and now it says system transfer complete. Now that the setup is complete, press the home button. And right away, when you boot up the system for the first time, you can feel that Nintendo charm. And yes, the interface is very similar to the original Switch 1. So if you got a Switch 2 Mario Kart World bundle that looks like this, just go onto the eShop on your Switch 2 and sign in with your Nintendo account. If you don't have a Nintendo account, make sure to create one. From here, it says Mario Kart World can be downloaded on this system. Select continue to download, and then from there, scroll down and you can see there's a download button, and then all we have to do is just select download. It should say thank you, and then from there, when you back out to the home screen, eventually it should pop up saying virtual game card added. The virtual game card thing is a brand new thing that Nintendo added across the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. I don't entirely understand that whole idea, but it's supposed to make sharing digital games between devices much easier. Anyway, the Switch 2 GameCube controller also came in, so let's take a look. In order to pick up the Switch 2 GameCube controller, you have to go onto Nintendo's website directly, as retailers do not sell this. In case you didn't know, yes, finally, GameCube is now a part of Nintendo Switch Online. In order to qualify for ordering this, you'll also need to be a part of Nintendo Switch Online. And here's the GameCube controller, just as you remember it, however, with a couple of extra buttons on the top just to be able to connect it to the Switch, and there's also a C button for game chat as well. As I said before, the kickstand this time is so much better. And snapping the Joy-Con into the grip, we can now just start up a game of Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World has a new free roam mode, so that's kind of interesting. You can go around and explore the map without actually racing. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, you have the traditional races. Anyway guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. That was a look at the brand new Nintendo Switch 2. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit that like button. Also, go ahead and subscribe and turn on that post notification bell so that way you never miss out on a brand new upload. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Have a good one guys. Peace.